about whom the Bible is speaking, who will stand up in the last day when the trumpet is sounded. Black people are waking up. Black people are standing up. Black people are rising up, and they're throwing sight into that knee-shaking white man.
I keep on having visions that they put me in the auction, a runaway slave till they put me in the coffin. Tears in my eyes with a noose around my neck, screaming Kwam Yasharala right before my last breath. I can't believe my eyes, cause I'm seeing life distorted. The prince is in chains while the servants drive Porsche. He ain't want the baby, so she had an abortion. Grown men walking around in women's clothes in the door. The Zion is acting like whores. Remove this cup for me, cause I can't take this shit no more. 1611 got a sharpen up my sword. Living in the third day, it's gonna be a holy war. Lope up at my table in the presence of my enemies. Talk behind my back, but they don't keep that same energy. Tell me how you real, but you got them fake tendencies. Manipulating scriptures, you ain't nothing but a Pharisee. Got me suicidal, cause I can't tell my friends from my rivals. Gotta keep my rifle right next to my Bible. Father, please forgive me for my sins if we get ways. I know I violated on that covenant. We know I have picture in the day we see a solar eclipse and watch it how a shall walk over that water in Flint. Cause it's time for revenge, that's what I read in Revelations. And we don't want no money, we need blood reparations.
I mean that, cause these white folks see us and stuff. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you think you a lawyer, if you a man, if you an African American, if you whatever you think you are. We thousand gets to these motherfuckers. You know? And until we lose it, I'ma call it like it is. I just wanna be a man and be strong. You know? And we walk about 5 different houses like a man and he's a motherfucker.
I'm not Turner on this beat, Dutty Butman flow. Oppression and poverty, why you slay my people though? Y'all dirty pigs, gotta pay for what y'all did. Y'all fed the babies to gators, remember gator baiters. I call it now with ladies because revenge is sweet. Y'all hung my fathers from the tree, cause they look like me. But letter to my dog, man, I ate a call. Just like Cole, you could call him as I run a spoons. My scripture break his bones, and then it make you strong. We study it for hours, this word ain't for no cowards. We building us some soldiers, it wake you up like Folgers. We prophesying wins, we looking for the wins. Cause we don't take no L's, we coming up from hell. My scriptures ain't for sale, my soul is never sold, and I will never fold. Woman under deodorant, fluoridated water. Children on the street, selling bodies for a quarter. Fringed up with my beard, mixture on my head. I look around, see a lot of spirits dead. I see the demons talking, I hear the spirits chirping. I see the spirits walking, I see my people hurting. You looking at the sons of the true and living God. Weak Edomites run the world, something nah. Teach my hands to fight, and please prepare my spirit. Banging for our power, until the people hear.
I sit alone in my four-corner room, staring at candles. No, literally menorahs, all this OGs I see. Staying lit like the light of Zion, that's all I be on. Karash and Karatas are all a passion, eat them peons and make it look so damn good when we slide through. Can't see the shoes up under my garment, it's like we glide through. Really, shame in these shade-faced cavemen. Every other day we wake up Jake in different raiment. I'm just saying, boys hotter than corduroy in the Trans-Sahara. That knives come and walk by us, I guarantee we'll tell you not one word will ever fail you. All we do is prophesy. While your pastor eating pork chops and telling lies. You can tell by your mentality that you probably know. Ask you if you got it with fringes, you saying probably no. Obedience is better than sacrifice, so we stay on par. The same reason Zaquan Matata call me Basadar. You still don't get it? Better move boy, we them rude boys, ain't no bullshit. Repent or get your wig split. Hold the Torah open, let me show you what I stand on. Thinking we ain't keeping commandments, boy, you dead wrong. Back to the place where commandments can only get us what you talking about. Edomite with us, now you can't come with us. It's a closed party, only march to the eye. Yasha, I don't enter there. 12 gates with no white people. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And it's a celebration. Salute to the light of Zion. Kwam Yasha Allah. 12 tribes of Yasha Allah. Be obedient to the Most High God. Keep the law, statutes, commandments. Keep the light of Zion burning bright. Kwam Yasha Allah. Isaiah 8:20, law, statutes, commandments, faith in the Messiah. Kwam.
Bashem Yahawashai. Bashem Yahawashai. True sides. Drawing the swords, hitting the bows, severing thumbs, and head toes. Be hitting kings, ascending the times are old. Swing on the women and children, silver and gold. The fishermen that put away the fishing poles. In very small numbers, Yahweh sent forth his hunters. Strong towers they conquer. Over walls they jump. Over heads they stumped. Over heads they stumped. This is the hunt. This is the almighty power of revenge that make mighty men cower within. By his mighty hand we been brought up out of this land. This is our exodus. Don't kill the messenger, just take the messages. Are you listening? Are you listening? This is our exodus. Don't kill the messenger, just take the messages. Are you listening? Open up your ears. This is our exodus. Don't kill the.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom class. I'm your captain, Captain Samshawan, and today I have with me Asher, one of the upcoming soldiers here at the Light of Zion, and we're about to go over some scriptures today dealing with how to raise up a child and not maintain one. This is Wednesday Wisdom class. Again, we're about to go over some scriptures dealing with how do we raise up our children coming back to being who we are as a nation of people and being the children of Israel. So I see a lot of questions being asked, even just walking around, and a lot of videos they show on Facebook of our young men and women and how they deal with each other and also how they deal with the police. I touched on our class dealing with how you deal with the police, but I just saw this is a situation, I guess it was probably filmed today, maybe yesterday, on how these police officers was handling this young man. Well, to the fact they even put a spit mask on him. But how the young man was carrying on, it shows that more than likely there's no father in the household. I hate to say it, but that is the thing with our people. We lack that, but that's according to the Most High anyway. But it's a reason for that. But let's get started with Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17.
Come.
And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the power and the Father by him.
So whatever we do in word or deed, we do all in the name of a Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Abba by him. So before we start the class, I also want to play a little video of a powerful sister. What's it? Shajara Ali. It's a little skip it I found. I found the skip it a while ago, but Shahrazad Ali. I found the skip it a while ago, and it was a powerful little message she was giving. I know a lot of people probably seen the book she got out as well, a guideline to women. I think I forget the name of the title of the book, but this skip it here. Now, mind you, I forget what year this was when she even brought this information out. But I suggest you look at the whole video. It's only 10 minutes long. She got in that, I think when she was talking, I think it's online as well, and I think that's about 50 minutes long. But we just about to play a little snippet of it, and then we're going to dive into the class. Go ahead and play that for me, King.
Having an education and a job.
Yeah, turn it up for me so I can hear it too. I done listened to it already, but we ain't gonna play a lot of it. We're just gonna play a little portion of it, probably even 40 seconds.
Does not necessarily mean you have a successful life. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman.
Yep.
We have sons who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black female emotionalism. They're doubtful, they're indecisive, they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. Most of our children, just like us, get all the information we have about how you be with a mate off television.
Yep.
It's the only medium that shows us anybody being together. Those rules have not worked for us. The white woman's liberation movement, we don't have anything to do with that. We have not been under the control of the black man for over 500 years, so what do we have to get liberated from them from?
Right there. Now, and that's a powerful sister. She bring out a lot of information, but the most powerful information a person can bring out is through these scriptures. Now, I'm going to just touch on a couple of scriptures because she said a lot of stuff just then. And everything she said is true to the fullest. A woman can't raise a man up. You need a coalition of parents to raise kids up. Neither parent should be doing it alone. We didn't, especially with this movement going on, talking about Black Lives Matter, we should know that black family matters most. You need a husband, a wife. They need to be in unison in order to raise the kids up. And if the unison of them two not going on, the house is going to be all in disarray. The man supposed to be following Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, because Christ follows the Most High power, Yah. But let's get that real quick. First, we're going to deal with the order of the household, then I'm going to jump to Deuteronomy. Give me Colossians 11 and 3 real quick. Yeah, he read it first. Yeah, he already read that. First Corinthians 11. So we get some information going through how the household is structured to begin with. Then we're going to dive into these scriptures on how do we even raise kids. Start at verse 3. So again, tonight's class is how to raise up a child and not maintain one. You got it?
What's that one more time?
First Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. How do you raise up a child and not maintain one? So, like she just said, in order to even raise a child, you need a cohesive unit. You need two people to even raise up a child to begin with and not maintain one. Because the child does need the mother and the father, but most likely, and more than anything else, it needs laws, regulations, statutes, commandments. Read that from the King.
In the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua.
What?
That the head of every man is Yahushua.
The head of every man is Christ. Yahushua, Bahashim Mashiach Yahushua. This is who we need as our head to even run our household properly. If we don't have Mashiach Yahushua as our head, our household is going to be running them up to begin with. Keep going.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Read that again.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And that's just that simple. The head of the woman is the man. It's not taking nothing away from the woman. It's that she needs a head. She needs a covering, a protector. That's why it says that. Just like the man needs a protector, and that's a Mashiach Yahushua. When we take orders from a Mashiach Yahushua, we cleanse our hands of anything. Keep going.
And the head of Yahushua is the Most High.
Read that again.
And the head of Yahushua is the Most High.
And that's the main thing, that even Hamashiach Yahushua has a head, which is the Father that's in heaven. He don't just go out and do what he want to do. He does the will of the Most High Father. Keep going.
Verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. So
when we're out teaching the word, or you see people trying to go over these scriptures, if their head is covered, they dishonor if their head. And the head is who? Hamashiach Yahushua. Keep reading.
Verse 5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head.
Now, her head is the man, the man in the household, her husband. That's why in Christianity, you see churchgoers, especially the women, especially old school churchgoers, the women, they used to wear that hat on their head. That lets you know they understand a little bit, but they're not going by the whole entirety of the law. Keep going. And finish that out for me. Verse 5.
For that is even all one as if she were shaven.
And that's like if she has shaven her head off. Her head is her covering. Again, the man is her covering, just like a Mashiach is our covering. Now let's jump to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. Let's get the curse why this is even going on in the nation of Israel. Because people will tell me that, yeah, white people, parents are not in their household, but as a majority, it goes on in the black households, Hispanic households, Haitian households, Jamaican households, Puerto Rican households. This is the majority of where you see this at, where you see one woman and a bunch of kids. They even had a movie out a while ago called Daddy Little Girls. It's the man trying to do right for his 3 daughters. But he was separated from the mother of the children. Now the mother of the children want to go ahead and deal with a drug dealer. Now I should have played that part in the video of the sister, because before she said that, she said, yeah, the men out there selling drugs to each other and then turn right around and the money they make, they give it to that woman. And that woman go out and buy hot clothes to put on, fancy clothes and all this other nonsense, when it shouldn't be like that. We should be trying to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We shouldn't be selling drugs in the first place to your brother. If you love your brother, you wouldn't do that to him. But read that for me in Deuteronomy 28.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54.
Come.
So that the man that is tender among you,
yep,
and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
His what?
His eye shall be evil towards his brother.
Keep reading.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
That happened in the Israelite household, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Keep going.
So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left in him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Jump 56, man. I mean on 57.
Come. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 57.
No, 56. Like 56.
56. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 56.
Come.
The tender and delicate woman among you.
Now, it also just talked about the man and it's about to go into the woman now. The tender, delicate woman amongst us. Keep going.
Which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for her delicateness.
That's how delicate our women was. We didn't even want them to go outside to where their feet will touch the ground. That shows you how powerful the children of Israel was and how we treated our women. But it's not so today. Men like to treat our sisters like jump-offs. And they don't mind turning themselves into thoughts for some odd reason. But this is what the society has did. Society has turned everything upside down and topsy-turvy. It's craziness out here in the world. But keep going.
And tenderness. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
What?
Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Keep reading.
And toward her son,
yep,
and toward her daughter.
And this is the thing. Her eye is going to be evil towards her son and her daughter. Now, how is that even possible? Why would the scriptures even say that? Because we don't raise our children according to the laws of God no more. Deuteronomy 4:4. Let's get that real quick. To see that if we would have kept these laws from the very beginning, before you get that, get Deuteronomy 6, chapter 6, verse 6. 6 and 7 real quick. Then we're going to jump to Deuteronomy 4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 7.
6.
6, a lot. And these words which I command thee this day,
yep,
shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
To what?
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
And that's what we should be doing, teaching the law, statutes, and commandments unto the children. But keep going.
And shalt talk of them that thou sittest in thy house.
And we should be talking about these law, statutes, and commandments when we sitting in our house. So this whole time during the coronavirus, guess what the parents should have been doing? Dealing with the children and these laws. But that wasn't going on. Children out there running amok. They think this is a time to go loot and rob. Even when they out there trying to protest, our people say, no, let's go get us a pair of Nikes. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. They doing foolishness right now in the world. And that's why a lot of our men and women are messed up. For one, the parents are messed up, and all they did is trickle down to the children. Because we didn't raise our children according to the laws of God. We took the laws of God and cast them aside. But keep reading that, though.
It's telling you to speak up a little bit. Speak up.
You good
now? No, we good. Yeah, he got that.
Okay.
Handle that.
And when thou walkest...
No, start at top of 7 again. Deuteronomy 6 and 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7.
Come.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Yep.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou rest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand.
Do what?
And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand.
When it says you shall bind them, meaning the laws that you're teaching your children, it should be in their hands, meaning their works they're doing should show that they're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Keep going.
And they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
And the frontlets between the eyes, meaning in your mind. your mind should be on the law, statute, commandments. So that's what it's talking about when we deal with the laws of the Most High Power. You should teach them to your children. So when they out and about, the works they do and their thoughts are always constantly on the words of the Most High Power. That's it on chapter 7, verse 7? Huh?
There's one more. What's the next one?
Keep going.
Verse 9, and thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates.
And that's the other thing. We're supposed to write them also on our doors, in our house. So when we even step into our house, guess what? We know this is a law-keeping house right here. So when the children come in and go out, guess what the last thing they see when they leave their house? The law, statute, and commandments. So this is a thing that's missing in the so-called black community, the Hispanic community, the Native American community. We got to come back and start keeping the laws of the Most High Power. Proverbs 22:6. So we can get some understanding of why we even teaching this class tonight, is because right now, kids, and I see stuff on Facebook and Twitter and all this stuff of our kids doing wild things, and it shouldn't be so, because they haven't been raised correctly. You got single parent house homes, and I'm gonna keep repeating it, and that's what goes on in our community. When that is going on, you're not raising a child, you're only maintaining the child, because the father should be there to lay down instruction. The mother should be there to nurture. In a sense, it's almost like a good cop, bad cop. That bad cop is going to be dad. Dad is going to lay down the law in the house. He's the lawgiver. He got the answer to Mashak Yahusha at the end of the day. When they and some kids, when they're smart, they try to, what's the word I want to use? They want to try to have the parents compete against each other. But no, the parents supposed to be a cohesive unit, knowing that we deal with the Most High laws in this house here. But read that for me, Proverbs 22:6.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6.
Come.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Do what?
Train up a child in the way he should go.
You should train your child up in the wisdom and knowledge and understanding according to the law, statute, commandments found in the scriptures. Keep going.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when he get older, he will not depart from the law, statute, commandments, because you trained him up in it. You rehearsed these righteous acts in his ears when he was a youth, growing up. He 1 year old. Don't sit him down and talk about look at Sesame Street. Let's look at Barney. No, forget that. Teletubbies. Teletubbies got gay stuff in it. No, let's deal with these scriptures right now. It ain't always about going to Christianity church, because that's what messed our whole community up. Because people go to church and they're hypocrites. They don't deal with the laws of God, because he nailed it to the cross, as they say. So if he nailed the laws to the cross, that means I can go out and be lawless? That don't make no sense. But Christianity teaches this foolishness. And then when we go out there and try to tell them otherwise, when we open up this book, oh, that's a religious book. No, this is a book of law, statute, commandments. This is a heritage. This is for the children of Israel. The Most High love you and only you. But Christianity, again, has confounded everything into the fact even how we raise our children up. The sister just said, and that was plain as day how she said it. But if you want to lie to yourself, be my guest. And that's all you're going to be doing is lying to yourself. Proverbs 17:6. Because the children, again, this class is based on our kids right now. So you have a child, Most High willing, the Most High bless all of us with kids. Most High willing, my child come to this earth in full health and strength. Get that for me, King.
17:6, huh?
17:6.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 6.
Yep.
Children's children are the crown of the old men.
Yep.
And the glory of the children are their fathers.
What?
And the glory of the children are their fathers.
You can't get no simpler than that. That's why the father is running the household. He's going to set the law down. And when the father is not there, guess what happens? The children run amok. Isaiah 3:12. The scriptures tell us this. All we got to do is heed to it, see where it's telling us what we shouldn't go off at, correct ourselves, get back right with the Most High. That's it. Read that for me.
And the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12.
Come.
As for my people.
As for his people, the children of Israel, what?
Children are their oppressors.
What?
Children are their oppressors.
Children are our oppressors. How is that possible? You see young men that don't even respect the elderly no more. They don't treat their elders how they should. Why? They wasn't raised properly. They was just maintained. Here's some clothes. Here's some food. Here's a shelter. You want the new Nikes. Here, you want to wear this Gucci. Here, you want this Prada purse. You want this, all this trinkets in the earth. And all it does is distract the children and the parents. Single mother or single father, it doesn't matter, especially if you're not living by the laws of the Most High Power. We understand this as captivity. Captivity is not meant to be comfortable. We can't make captivity too comfortable for us. There's nothing wrong, because mind you, Israel is the salt of the earth. So we do go, we could be shooting bad. And some people will say, hey, if I get these certain things, I can feel good about myself, so I can go out and get a job. Or I can go out and handle things and move things around. That's all cool and dandy, but if you're not in the laws of the Most High Power, if you're not thanking the Most High Power before you do these things, all it's going to do is fail in the end. You're going to be at top, and then when you hit the bottom, you're going to be asking, Lord, why? Lord, why? Why did this happen? Oh, Jesus, please, help me, Jesus, please. No, it's too late now. You had a chance. But now he's mocking you now because you didn't, when he's reached out his hand, I don't want to hear that. I want to go clubbing. And that's the other nonsense they got going on. Blackout Tuesdays. How you going to black out a day where no money is being spent? But this is the thing our people fall into, these traps. And it's not cool. Your children are looking. And when they see you do foolishness, guess what they're going to do? The same foolish thing you do. And it can't be that way, but continue that though. Children are oppressors. And what else?
And women rule over them.
What?
And women rule over them.
It's no simpler than that. It just told us in Deuteronomy 28, the men shall leave the household. If the man is gone out of the household, and if what is called welfare is telling the woman the man can't be in the household, guess what you're going to have? Your children being your oppressor. The children are out there running amok, doing all kind of foolishness, when they should be somewhere sitting down, learning them who they are, who is the Most High, how can I serve Him today? But no, we talk to the kids when we in the streets and ask them, do you know who you are? No, I'm black. I'm an African American. We hold up the picture of white Jesus. Who is this? Jesus? That's not Jesus. Your parents never told you don't worship that white Jesus? The simplicities of the scriptures, you wasn't even taught that. But Christianity is here. It's running amok. It's worse than the COVID. Christianity is worse than crack and heroin. And that's the sad thing about it. But we got to get back to following these law, statutes, commandments so our children can be raised up properly. Sirach 22. Wait, that's it on that?
No, there's more.
Read the rest of that for me.
Oh, my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
What? Read that again.
Oh, my people.
Yep.
They which lead thee.
T.D. Snakes.
They which lead thee.
Joel Osteen.
They which lead thee.
Eddie Long.
They which lead thee.
Every pastor in every church that you go to.
They which lead thee.
Does what?
Cause thee to err.
They're causing you to err, meaning causing you to error. They ain't causing you to follow the Most High Power. You going off. Because you don't know what you should be doing right now. But you think everything is dandy. You think I could just take my kids and do whatever I want to do with them. When you should be trying to teach them. Hey, follow these law, statutes, commandments. Give them wisdom according to the scriptures. But we don't have that. You got a lot of kids that dishonor their parents. They don't even honor their parents. And that's let's drop that. Exodus 20. I think it's 20 and 5. Let me see. 8. Which one it is? Might be further down. Parents, honor thy mother and father. You see it? One more page. Oh. Verse 12. Verse 12. And then from there we're going to Sirach 3 and 1 real quick. We're going to be in the Sirach today.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 12.
Con.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Do what?
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Now we touched on this last week towards the end because we had a sister in here. And that's one of the things. We deal with our sisters and we deal with our brothers. When we see that they need help in certain areas, we got to touch on those things. But Now that some of the people got newborns, we got to understand, how do we raise our children up now? Everybody in Israel is birthing up right now. The new generation is coming in. And if our people don't get in line, it's going to be a sad thing. They're going to have to really learn who they are. Hopefully this generation of the Israelites that's raising up kids, start to teach them to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. What precept you got for me?
Leviticus 29.
Let's see what it says.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 9.
Come.
For everyone that curseth his father or his mother.
What?
For everyone that curseth his father or his mother.
What happened?
Shall surely be put to death.
Shall what?
Shall surely be put to death.
And that's when that law come back, ooh-wee. Because you can't curse your mother and your father. Who you think gives you blessings? Where you think your blessing comes from? The Father can bless you. All through her Mashiach Yahushua. Go back to Exodus. You can't curse your parents. That's why the scripture here, and this is the first one with promise. Read that from the top again.
In the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12.
Honor
thy father and thy mother.
Yep.
That thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy God give thee.
And that's the promise. Your days can be long on this land. But we don't want to be long on the land in captivity. We want to be long in the land in rulership and righteousness. Jump to Sirach 3 and 1 now. So we're going to deal with how the children should honor their parents, and then we're going to get into some more stuff in Sirach, dealing with the children, how we should raise them up. Because we just already touched on the scripture. Now, they always say this too. Train up your child in the way they should go. But Christianity missed to tell you, train them up in these laws.
What you want one more time?
Sirach chapter 3, verse 1. So we can get the understanding what comes when you honor your parents. We're going to read 1 through 9.
In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 9.
3:1.
3:1, Salaki. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter that ye may be safe. For the Most High hath given the father honor over the children.
Say that again.
Start from 1?
No, 3. It's 2.
For the Most High has given the father honor over the children.
And that's where it goes right back saying the father runs the household. If the father ain't there, stuff is going to be running amok. It just told us in Isaiah 3 and 12, children are our oppressors and women rule over them. And the nations know this. They know if we sinning, they winning. So of course they're going to try to break up the dynamic
of the household.
The dynamic of the household. That's what they're after. They want to break up our household. If our household is broken up, guess what? Our nation can't rise. Keep going.
And hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons.
And the authority of the sons is to the mother, in a sense, because she can nurture him and and just to hold that real quick, because this is a smart mother would say this to her son. Hold that. Proverbs 31 and 1. This is what a smart mother would tell the son. So we can understand why it even says that. Everything comes right back full circle. Because she knows. Yeah, read 1 and 2 for me.
This is the book of Proverbs.
1, 2, and 3. Yeah,
chapter 30.
31.
Oh, 31, Salaki.
Yeah, 31 and 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 1.
Yep.
The words of King Lumiel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
The what?
The prophecy that his mother taught him.
This is what a mother should teach the son. Keep going.
What, my son?
This is her speaking. What, my son? Say it again.
What, my son? And what, the son of my womb?
Yep.
And what, the son of my vows?
Because her vows, she was married. This is how he came to be, through a vow, the marriage. Keep going.
Give not thy strength unto the woman.
Do what?
Give not thy strength unto woman.
Women. Don't give your strength unto women. Now the mother can tell the son this. Hey, watch the women out there. Especially if she wasn't raised by the father in that household. Especially if he didn't get to see this woman and deal with this woman's father. That's why she's saying this. Sirach wouldn't just put here just for no reason. It's a reason why it said this in Sirach 3 and why this saying here in Proverbs 31. Keep going.
Give not thy strength unto a woman, nor thy ways to that which destroys kings.
What destroys kings? That woman can destroy you if you're not keeping these laws, statutes, commandments. If you're dealing with a wicked woman, don't give your strength unto this woman. Know who you're dealing with. This is what a mother teaches a son. The same thing goes for the father, because the father is going to let the son know on, hey, look at these women. See your mother? This is why I got with your mother, because this is who she was. This is how this is how everything happened. We did this, we did that. It's life experience as well. They done went through everything, especially our forefathers that's written of in these scriptures. Go back to Sirach. Especially our forefathers written of in these scriptures. That's why we can go back. Listen to our forefathers on how to deal with certain situations. So when they say this Bible is outdated, they don't understand what's going on. Anybody that tells you the Bible is outdated, they never read the Bible. They never applied the Bible to their life. Go back in Sirach 3 for me.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 1.
No, it's 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
Come on.
Whoso honors his father maketh an atonement for his sins.
There you go again. Honor thy father. Keep going.
And he that honors his mother is as one that layeth up treasure.
You got to honor your parents. Keep going.
Whosoever honors his father shall have joy of his own children.
You're going to have joy of your own children. That means you're going to have a long life. This is the promise. Keep going.
And when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard.
When he maketh his prayer, he can be heard. Why? Because he honored his parents. When you're not honoring your parents, that's going to be hard to do. It's going to be very hard to have your prayers heard by the Most High. So don't be cursing your mother out. Don't be cursing your father out. And it's hard because we don't even, and the crazy part is this. People make money off of destroyed homes. You know how they do that? DNA test says you are not the father, or you are the father. Either one, however it go, and they jump up. I told you, God, I ain't like that. Dang. This is how we act now? Because because the daughter or the son is not yours, now you can act them up. You laid with that woman. You should have made sure you didn't give your strength unto that woman before you laid with her. You should have knew who you was dealing with. Same thing for the woman. But when their household is already broken, they ain't going to know how to pick a good mate to begin with. The sister just told us that, hey, only closest thing we know about a family function and how they operate, the television, through programming. And this is where we get our information from. And now you cut on the TV, all the programming they're putting up now, housewives of this and housewives of that, and none of them are acting like wives. Where do you see the husbands at?
Come on.
It's a bunch of housewives with no husbands.
Come on.
They ain't teaching each other, oh, babe, this is how you should love your husband. The older ones should be teaching the younger ones this. They're not saying nothing like that on that TV. I don't watch them, but I'm pretty sure there's no man in sight. And if he do show up, he's there for a split second and he's gone. Here's some money, babe. Go buy something. And that's that. But this is what our kids look at, and this is what they inspire to be. What the girl, I forget the freaking name. What's the darn girl name? So many of them. But the one girl said, I want to be like her. I want to be a stripper. I don't know their names, man. I be trying to zoom. Cardi B. There you go. Cardi B. The little girl said she want to be like Cardi B. And Cardi B was a stripper, a pole dancer. They got the thing on now. The girl pole dancing and got the baby sitting on top of her. This is what you're going to teach your child. Hold on, girl. Hold it like this. With a diaper on.
That's wild. That's wild.
And this is getting millions of views on YouTube and Facebook and all this nonsense. Millions of views. But yet, let one of us come up talking about the truth. We'd be happy to get 2,000 views. We'll be like, wow, That's it. There's 2,000. Mind you, it's probably the same people watching it over because it's powerful to us. We like to hear powerful messages. But to the wicked, they don't want to hear that powerful message. They can care less about that message. Let's go back to Sirach, man. It's a trip, though.
We're at verse 4. In the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 4. And he that honoreth his mother is as one that layeth up treasure.
Come.
Whosoever honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children.
Yep.
And when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard.
Come.
He that honoreth his father shall have a long life.
Yep.
And he that is obedient unto the Lord.
What?
He that is obedient unto the Most High.
Keep going.
Shall be a comfort to his mother.
You see how that goes full circle? When you're obedient to the Most High, you'll be a comfort to your mother. Your mother ain't going to have no problems out of it. Why? Why it says the mother? Because the father's out there handling business. The mother now is there with you handling her business. Dealing with what she got to deal in that household. And as the son, if you being obedient, hey, Mom, how can I help you today? Hey, Mom, I want to take some stress. What you need me to do, Mom? This is how you honor your parents. This is how you handle the household. But keep going.
He that feareth the Most High will honor his father and will do service unto his parents.
Will do what?
And will do service unto his parents.
How do you need my help? I've been there. The father and mother been there for you till you get to a certain age. That when you're a good teenager, I say when you about 10, 12, guess what you can go around the house and do now? You can clean up. You can clean up the house. Take that burden off your parents. They shouldn't have to ask you to clean up after yourself. But some kids, they feel privileged. Because you hand them everything, they feel they don't got to work for nothing. You don't tell them, go clean up, and when you do, they throwing everything everywhere. But you junked it up. You got your own bathroom, and you can't even keep it clean. You got your own room. You can't even keep that clean. But yet, it seems like it's odd for now when a manly figure might show, especially a righteous man, and say, hey, let's get that right. Hey, handle that. Order start going out, and guess what? Stuff should start happening. But that's if the father is in that household. That's if the mother says, okay, handle that. But again, them two got to agree together. If they're not agreeing together, guess what? It's a month. Everything's going to be disarray now. Ain't nothing going to be in order. The Most High is about order. Prove it. Oh, Sirach. Corinthians 14 and 40.
1 Corinthians?
Yeah.
14, 40.
It's like it. Come. 1 Corinthians 14, verse 40. Read that for me.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Read that one more time.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
Everything need to be done decently and in order. That goes for the household as well. If the household is not done decently and in order, best believe craziness is going to come from. Let's go back to Sirach real quick.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 7.
Come.
He that feareth the Most High will honor his father.
Yep.
And will do service unto his parents.
Yep.
As to his masters.
And his masters is Hamashach Yahawashah. And Yahweh by the Most High. This is who his ultimate masters is. And the father is going to train that child up into following the commandments of God. So when the father is gone, the son is left with something great. Keep going.
Verse 8. Honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed.
Pause. That's why we always start off with Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. In your words and your deeds. Let your actions speak. Let your words say, and then let your actions back it up. But the person got to understand what the Most High got. Because a person will say, oh, you're not doing what I want you to do. It's not about you. It's about the Most High. So, and that's the thing. We can't get caught up in ourselves. Let's go to what the Most High wants. What does the Most High see about this thing? And that goes for the mother and the father. That's why they got to be trained up in what the Most High wants. So they can't be going out talking about what they want. It's about the Most High power. Keep reading that in Sirach.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed.
Yep.
That a blessing may come upon thee from them.
That a what come from them?
That a blessing may come upon thee from them.
So the Most High can put it in their power to give you a blessing. To where you ain't got to work that hard because your parents done bless you and the Most High done saw what you did in your words and in your deeds. And he will make that thing happen for you because you honored your parents. But keep reading verse 9 now.
Verse 9.
Yep.
For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children.
Yep.
But the curse of the mother
Yep.
rooteth out foundations.
That last part might confuse them. Read that last part of that verse again.
But the curse of the mother.
Pause. The curse of the mother. Now the mother can put a curse on you. She will warn you and let you know what will happen if you don't heed what she's saying. And when you don't heed what she's saying, guess what? That thing will happen. I can speak from experience on that one. And we used to, me and my brothers used to try, how is she doing that? By the time she say that, this happens. But you got to obey. You have to obey. You can tell the child, don't touch that, it's hot. But some hard-headed kids,
Don't touch it.
ha! I just told you it's hot, don't touch it. Some people learn, oh, I got to listen to what they tell me. They ain't telling me nothing wrong. They're my parents. But some hard-headed kids, going to keep touching it, keep sticking their hand out there, keep getting burnt, and wonder why nothing goes right for them. But you know what it goes back to? Sirach 16:1. The scriptures are powerful, man, when you put them in this perspective. When you do when you follow these scriptures, it'd be wonderful. 16:1 from the King.
In the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
Do what?
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
Don't desire a multitude. Some people want a lot of kids, but then the kids are unprofitable. How can they serve the Most High? That's what it means when they're unprofitable. They can't do nothing for the Most High. They're hard-headed kids. Keep reading.
Neither delight in ungodly sons.
And God, unrighteous sons. We don't want that. The Most High can't use that. That's why we got to come back to who we are. That's why you got to go ahead and study for thyself. Open up this scripture. Read. Precept upon precept. Understand who you are. Keep going.
Though they multiply, rejoice not in them.
Uh-huh.
Except the fear of the Most High be with them.
Don't rejoice in your kids except if they fear the Most High. Then you can rejoice in your child. Because you know you got one that's fear the Most High. That's the best. That's the best you can have right there. Oh, I want my child to be a doctor. I want them to be a lawyer. I want them to be a policeman, a fireman. No, what about, you don't want a righteous child? You don't want one that feareth the Most High? See how that works? If you ain't putting the Most High first, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a son that's a doctor, and then he's going to have a God complex. Firemen, the same thing, a God complex. Because they think they got all the information. They think they're wise now. But in actuality, you're a fool. You don't know where your power comes from. But keep reading.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Trust not thou in their life.
Yep.
Neither respect their multitude.
Nope.
For one that is just is better than 1,000.
Say that again.
For one that is just is better than 1,000.
Let's close the books and let's go home. For one that is just is better than 1,000. How can you get past that? How can you get past that? Christianity never touch on these scriptures. They will never, oh, but you're still God's child. No. He just pulled a precept saying you want to dishonor your mother and father, death to you. That's harsh. Why would you say? Because they disrespecting their parents. How can you not see the urgency of that? That's why our kids run out here and get shot up. And now you want to be on TV crying and boo, oh, my son, my daughter, oh, they were so good. No, they wasn't. The Most High would have saw fit to do what he did to them if they were so good. Mind you, the Most High will still have mercy on who he will have mercy on at the end of the day. But if they was doing what they should have been doing, it would never came onto them. If they would have learned the scriptures and the parents told them, hey, that's your enemy over there. You got to agree with him quickly or he got the power to shoot you and kill you. Hey, when you go to school, handle your schoolwork, but steady come home and jump on this righteous work, knowing that this is what's going to get us out of this captivity. That is cool, but understand this is where it's at. This book, not those books. Because they say, how do you know the Bible is real? Well, how do you know that math book and that science book is real? You don't question the damn teacher in the classroom, but as soon as somebody open up the Bible, you got 1,000 questions now. Nobody think about these things though. We coming right out of the scriptures on how you should raise a child. And what happens when you raise a child properly versus when you don't raise them properly. When you maintain a child, the cohesive unit is not there. When that cohesive unit is not there, she just said it. The man don't know how to treat his girlfriend. The woman don't know how to treat the man. She never saw it done with her own eyes. She only saw it on a tube between a certain time period. And then they cut the TV off and go to sleep. But keep reading this rock for me.
And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
Now, why would the scriptures say that? It's better to die without children than have an ungodly child running around in this earth. Because all they're going to do is cause other people to be ungodly right with them. Keep reading.
Verse 4. For by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished.
Read that again.
For by one that hath understanding.
If this one child has understanding, guess what can happen?
Shall the city be replenished.
The city can be replenished. The city can now have some wisdom and understanding. Keep going.
But the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate.
Now you got your kindred out there that don't want to follow God, and you got this child running amok. Guess what's going to happen to the kindred? Everybody's going to be desolate now because they're going to want to follow after that nonsense. Read verse 5, last verse.
Many such things have I seen with mine eyes, and mine ear have heard greater things than these.
Greater things than these. And that's the wild part. We see it and we hear it. This is just touching just a tidbit of it. And I can point out what goes on in today's world. These scriptures ain't lied to us. It's coronavirus time, and you can turn on Facebook, YouTube, World Star, and guess what you see? A bunch of kids out there trying to fight each other. Not only that, the parents, because they're single moms, the mothers are out there with them. Instead of very few on the videos, you see a parent out there saying, don't do that. Stop fighting. Why are y'all fighting each other? You ain't going to see that. Hardly do you see that. Very rare do you see them videos. Them videos ain't going to have a lot of views. But you'll see the mother, you fighting my girl. Get him, girl. Y'all better not jump in. I'm going to jump in. Wait, what? And make it bad. You out there fighting your own people. Where is the Black Lives Matter movement then? Why is they not saying, no, this can't go on? Because they're not worried about Black lives, really. They worried about, oh, this white guy shot me and I can't breathe and he's on my neck and none. It happens every day in the hood to each other. So what's the difference? And if you can't find the urgency in us doing it to each other, why so much urgency when another nation of people do it to us? Where's our urgency at then? But that's the thing with our people.
And you know, it's funny, one thing too, is that Black Lives Matter was actually founded by Esau.
Yeah.
It was founded
now,
by
mind
Esau.
you, Esau funds it.
Kind of.
Them lesbian girls started it by putting that little tweet out there. They ran with it, and that white boy said, hey, let's pick that up. Hey, you want to make some money? You want to talk about the LGBTQ, ABCD, FGA, with it?
That's crazy.
Yeah? Okay, here's how much money you need. Here's $30 million. Go make it work. 30 million just like that. But I need you to do this. Is that okay? Sure. They'll shuck and jive and dance. And that's the wild part. Our people always fall for the okie doke. Because why? The same people that started them 2 women, we went over it last week, they ain't followed the laws of the Most High. I guarantee you their parents weren't in the picture. Stepfather here, stepfather there. Someone's probably molested and raped and all that nonsense. But why? Not dealing with the Most High. The parents themselves weren't dealing with the Most High. And it's been pushed on. 400 years plus. It's been pushed on us. That Willie Lynch letter is very powerful. They utilize that like a munchie. They utilize that book to the fullest. To the fullest. And our people are brainwashed today because of it. And Christianity was the main thing back in it. Yeah, God loves everyone. But they're killing me. It's okay, turn the other cheek. But I'm going to strike them back. No, that's Jesus. He's white. Don't strike Jesus. And that's why our people don't strike. Because they look at that white person like they're Jesus. But they look at each other, no, you're nobody. But it's all because of the Most High. At the end of the day, then was the curses laced on our people because what? We ain't want to keep the laws of God. And that's the sad part. Sirach 22:3. Yeah, we're going to get a couple more scriptures out of this Sirach. But Sirach go in and it goes hard. It goes hard. Sirach, if y'all got an Apocrypha, read all the books in the Apocrypha. But Sirach, the wisdom of Solomon, these scriptures go hard when they talk about just wisdom. I'm going to pull one from the wisdom of Solomon too. No, wisdom of Solomon 4:1 real quick. Since we just ended that before we jumped on Sirach 22. Wisdom of Solomon 4:1. 4:1 real quick. Since I brought it out. Because he's just going to repeat that. Backwards, yeah. There you go.
This is the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1.
Yep.
Better it is to have no children.
What?
Better it is to have no children.
Can we just read that in the Sirach? Keep going.
And to have virtue.
Yep.
For the memorial thereof is immortal.
Immortality.
Oh.
Not immortality, but
yeah,
you follow me.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Because it is known with the Most High and with men.
And that's the thing. When you don't have children, how can I put it? It's, as you say, it's better to have no children because you're virtue now. You can focus. Because you might get that child that's an ungodly child, as Sirach just told us. And we don't want unprofitable children. 1 is better than 1,000. So if you know, and that's what he told him in Proverbs 31, don't give your strength to that woman. You're going to get with a woman, have a child, and now guess what? Because in this society, in this captivity, child support. And with child support comes what? Father is not in the household. So now since you're not in the household, you can't raise your child how you want to, because now here they're going to hit you with this. Because they say it on the paternity shows all the time. He ain't did nothing for my child. He ain't bought no Pampers, wipes. You're going back to maintaining the child now. That's all they show us on these shows. You telling me how to maintain a child, but you're not telling me how to raise a child. And to raise a child, we need to be together. The child need to be here. We might struggle a little bit, but guess what? Let us struggle. It's better to struggle with the Most High than try to live righteously with that white man. Because all he's going to do is fool you. That's it. Because you got some trinkets now. And as we know, a gift destroys the heart. That's what the scriptures say. We can't deal with those gifts. We don't want them gifts. Because just like the birds, they don't got no job. Do they not eat? Do they not have somewhere to stay? But y'all going to be like, but the clothes, they cool. The Most High made them great. You don't have to go out and buy a $500 shirt nor $300 shoes. I've always been like that because I have yet to see a pair of shoes that make me fly. They got movies about it. But yet, I'm not spending no money on those shoes that I can walk in and you can walk in. By the time you spend, they got these shoes. It's ridiculous. They got shoes that does nothing. I want a stack for them. What? Yeah. $1,000 for a pair of shoes? And I want to spend $700 for some pants with a rip in them. What? Because it's fashion. I got to be fashionable. Okay, you have your fashion. Cleave it onto that homosexual clothing. And I'm going to go deal with the Most High in his clothing. That righteous outfits. It don't cost a lot. And it's going to last. Especially if we got our own people making them. But to have that price tag on certain stuff, all it's going to do is cause division now. Because now you in school, your children go to school, you're trying to teach them the right way. But now you got unprofitable children, just like Sirach was telling us before. When you got that wicked one, guess what he's going to do? He's going to make his kindred desolate. Because now I'm in class, and you tell me, oh, you got on Bobos. I got on Bobos. Dude, I got shoes on. You got shoes on. Now, is your shoes going to make you perform any better than me? No. Because they got a bunch of Kenyans that have no shoes, and they can outrun everybody for a long time. So obviously the shoes don't make you. Right. But they'll say that commercial, like Mike, I can be like Mike. You want to put on some Jordans now and think you're going to dunk all of a sudden. No! You're not going to dunk because you put Jordans on your feet. But because the media and propaganda, people fall for the okie doke. Because it's popular. Let's get back to Sirach. What? Wisdom, yeah, you know, go back to Sirach 22. 22 and 3. Dealing with the children. I'm about to go on a rant. I ain't about to go on a rant today. Because that's crazy. Because our people fall for the okie doke day in and day out. But as soon as we try to talk about these scriptures and what the Most High want, we don't hear that. Let's get it. You got it?
In the book of Sirach, chapter 22, verse 3.
Come.
An evil nurtured son is the dishonor of his father that begat him.
Read that again, man.
An evil nurtured son.
An evil nurtured son. Keep reading.
Is the dishonor of his father that begat him.
Now, men don't walk around caring about that. Sometimes they be proud. Look at my son. He out there on the stroll. Look at him. That boy can sell 5 rocks in about 2 minutes and come back. Wow. Look at him. He does let go of that whole brick. They even got the one song. I forget how the song goes. But when I heard it, I was like, huh? He went to his uncle, asking for a couple of bricks, but he got to pay him back quick or something like that.
I think it's a Rowdy Rich song.
This is what I'm saying. And that's what they promote in the music.
Yeah.
You got this from your uncle. He spotted you, spot me. I can go get on now, selling this drug to my people, and then come. This is what you teaching your nephew? Nobody see that though. How's that raising profitable children for the Most High? Where's Black Lives Matter at then? But keep reading.
And a foolish daughter.
A what?
A foolish daughter is born to his loss.
Why is that? Why is that? How is a foolish daughter born to his loss? Because he was supposed to be the protector of the daughter. He's supposed to protect his daughter. Because now you got the daughter. She want the trinkets from the white man called welfare. Now your daughter out there with this woman who's already crazy. She go deal with another man who want to be a dope boy. And guess what the dope boy doing to your daughter now? She lost. Now she want to run away at the age of 12 and do whatever with whoever for how much ever. And it's a cycle that goes on in our communities. And nobody ever see it and just say, dang, why is it happening? The laws of God is missing. Christianity has done failed us. So why still deal with it? You see what's the word I want to use? The not the productivity, but the fruits of Christianity. They say you are known by the fruits of your labor. Christianity labor has no good fruits at all. Not one. If so, we wouldn't be in this predicament. We wouldn't be sitting in this hellhole. In captivity. We will be out of captivity. But we're not. We're still in this hellhole. Keep reading, King.
Verse 4. A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband.
A wise daughter. How can she be wise? By keeping the laws of the Most High. Keep reading.
But she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness.
How's that? How is, when she do something dishonest, how's that the father's heaviness now? Because, again, the father is there to protect. And now he's up late at night trying to figure this thing out. Where's his daughter at? If he is for the Most High. If he really serious about his kids. Some men ain't serious about their kids at all. They just want to go out and pop, try to pop them out like popcorn and keep it pushing. Papa was a rolling stone. I ain't going to go into the song. We got copyrights and all that. But you feel me? That's the craziness. And they make songs about it. And everybody know that song. Because back in the day, this is what happened. This is what happened. Mind you, I'm only going to say just a little bit. I ain't going to go into it deep. Because that man is, especially in the Israelites, we have already in our spirits deal with multiple women. But we should be taking care of these women if we deal with them in righteousness. Raising our women up with our kids. These are our wives. This is my kids. I want to raise them up in this household. If it's this house here and that house there, I should be able to go back and forth to houses, raise my kids, deal with my wives, be done with that. But because society has promoted one thing, oh, now I got to sneak and creep and do this. And when I do that, guess what I'm doing? I'm leaving behind this other household. I'm treating this wife here different now because I dealt with her when I shouldn't have to begin with. And somewhat now I'm stuck with her. But it can always be better if she does better and you do better. As the man and the woman. Y'all come together and deal with the Most High in its entirety, in its righteousness. And the Most High will make a way. But because of that, and through the back years, when I say the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, fathers went out there and had multiple families. And it's a generational thing. So now you think, nowadays, they got the one dude writing a book called Pimp and all this other stuff. This is how you treat your sister. You don't want her as a wife and have kids and try to do and build with her. No, I just want to have a couple kids with her and keep it pushing. Move on to the next one, and to the next one, to the next one. And this is what your life became. A man that goes around just popping out kids and not taking care of none of them and really don't care. Will be proud to say, oh yeah, I got 20 kids out there. I got 16 kids out there. I got 10 kids out there. And ain't taking care of not one of them. When I say taking care of them, raising them up in these scriptures. You protecting them that nothing bad happens to them. You giving them the knowledge and wisdom and understanding you have about the Most High so they know what they got to do in their future. How they should run their lives. How they need to go and move around. But we don't do that. In this community, we do not do that. We look at the other community, the so-called white man, the Chinese man, the Arab man. They got their households. And we want to be like them. We don't want to be like ourselves. We want to move right next to them and think when we move in their neighborhoods, we done. That we what?
That we them.
We them and we done made it.
God.
Moving on up. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like that. Television, this is what we know about a black family. They moved up to the east side. He got a couple more dry cleaners. Can I move up to the east side and deal with them? And get me a maid and all that? Huh? Wait, what? What? But the lady just said it. This is where we get our knowledge from on how to deal as a family. So you think you successful now because you done moved on up. I ain't staying off 6th Trunk. I ain't staying off 6th Trunk Sunland. Nobody want to stay in Sunland over here. We in Fort Lauderdale. Sunland is the rough area. I'm moving out of Sunland. I'm going over here to Weston. I'm be out here with the alligators and the white folk. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, and that's the wild part. You try to move away and still get caught up. I ain't saying it's going to happen to everybody. But the Most High is going to pick and choose who it happened to. Bet you that. And then when it happens, no justice, no peace. Now, we went to a couple of these rallies. And we trying to figure out, why is it in the white neighborhood? Why it ain't around our people? To let the people know, hey, don't do that. But here in South Florida, they really got it orchestrated. The police said, we're going to go ahead and give you somewhere to do your protests out here in this area. We want to make sure there's some white folk around with their AKs and their RAs. So if you do have to dump it, we will shoot you. because they're protecting their business, and we're going to let them say it's okay. We're not going to do nothing to them because you had no reason over there trying to break their window anyway. You trying to rob them. Why are they doing that? But I digress. Let's get back to the children. You read verse 6 yet?
I'm at
read 5 again.
5.
Come.
In the book of Sirach, chapter 22, verse 5.
Yep.
She that is bold dishonoreth both her father and her husband.
She that is bold, you want to dishonor both your father and your husband, because the father is supposed to find you your husband. He's supposed to, here you go. This is my daughter. Take care of her. This is what goes on. And he's supposed to say, Khan, the water. Okay, I'm now your protector. Let's go. We do the vows and everything. Now, if you too bold, dang, man, what did you give me? You gave me a scorpion. Now I've got a scorpion in my hand that's constantly trying to bite me and sting me. But scriptures hit on that too. I ain't going to touch on those scriptures. Keep reading.
But they both shall despise her.
And that's the sad thing. It shouldn't be that way, but this is why we got to try to raise our daughters up right. Verse 6.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
A tale out of season is as music in mourning.
Yep.
But stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time.
The stripes and correction of wisdom is never out of time. You know what that means? Proverbs 13:24. That's what that means right there. Get that for me, King. So we can understand what these stripes he's talking about. And correction. Read that for me.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 24.
Yep.
He that spareth his rod hateth his son.
He that spareth the rod hateth his son. Meaning, when you don't whoop that child, you must hate your son. Because you got to show your son there's consequences when you do something. Keep going.
But he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
He that loveth him chastise him. Meaning, if you love your child, you're going to go ahead and get that behind. Pop, 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 pop. Got to get into it. That's what it is. Let's clarify that. Proverbs 3:12. Huh? Yeah, you got to get into him. You got to give him that rod of correction.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
For whom the Most High loveth, he correcteth.
Yep, whom the Most High loveth, he is going to correct. Now, how is he going to correct them? Keep going.
Even as a father, the son in whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding.
So, no, that's it on that. Hebrews 12:6 real quick. We'll back it up to close that. Just let you know the New Testament talking about the same thing. Because when you spare that rod on that child, you got to give it. And that's the whole thing. Do not spare the rod. When that child is going off, you must whoop that child. 12:6. Hebrews 12:6.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
For whom the Most High loveth,
yep.
he chasteneth.
And that's just a re-illustration on the last two scriptures. To let you know the same way how a father is going to deal with his son, the same way how the Most High dealt with us. That's why we in this captivity. Con, you got one from him?
Yeah, Sirach 30 and 3.
Go there, because I was going there next. We're going to go start at 1, though. We're going to start at 1 and read. Yeah, Sirach 30 and 1, and we're going to read down to 13. Con, beautiful precept, beautiful precept.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 1.
I told you, Sirach got some stuff in it, man. They got some stuff. So we're going to read chapter verse 1 through 13. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod.
He does what?
He that loveth his son.
When you love your children, you want to do what to them? You want to whoop that behind. Because you gotta let them know who you are and what they did was wrong. I ain't saying you beat them till they're bleeding and they gotta call the police on you. No. But you gotta show them some, what's the word I want to use? Some correction. Because if you don't correct them, guess what's going to happen? Esau going to correct them. The people out of them streets is going to correct them because he don't know how to handle himself. He think he could just go run amok and think nothing is going to happen. My parents ain't do it to me. Why are you touching me? Don't touch me. Now you feel entitled. That's the goes of Kahan.
That's the most high curriculum right there. He's saying Esau.
Yeah, because the parents didn't want to do it. The Most High is going to send Esau. But it's already a given, though. It's what's the word I want to use? Cause and effect, in a sense. Because they got that privilege in them. Because you thought you can move out here to the white neighborhood and treat your kids like they treat the white kids. No. Why are you treating your child the same way as these white people treat their children? Because they say, oh no, I'm going to let my child stay with me and build them up. No, that's not for us. Stop following their game plan, because when they do that to their child, they can drive around them with the police. Why are you pulling me over? Your child going to try to do the same thing. And when they do, pucker, 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 you're going to be like, dang, all I did was wave high and try to reach for my license, and you filled me with 20 holes. And then you're going to ask me, put it down. Open your hand. You just killed me and you asked me to open my hands. How's that even possible? How can a dead man move? Right. But because they thought they was privileged to do these things, okay. Because you thought, I can raise my child like the white people raise their kids. It's not going to happen. The Most High don't work like that. The nation's supposed to be looking at us and say, look, we want to raise our kids like that. But you look at them and say, nah, I don't raise my kids like that. That's backwards. Right. I ain't going to say, that's backwards. Keep reading in 30, man.
Verse 1. He that loveth his son causes him oft to feel the rod.
Yep.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
That he may what?
That he may have joy of him in the end.
It's good for him to catch that rod sometimes. Keep going.
He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him.
He's going to have joy in him. Why? Because he's going to be able to have joy with his son. His son going to understand, I can't just do anything and not understand there's repercussions to this. Keep going.
And shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
Yep, keep going.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
Ooh, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. I'm not going to deal with that dude over there. I'm going to grieve that enemy. No, don't deal with that. Keep going.
And before his friends, he shall rejoice of him.
And before his friends, he's going to rejoice. Look, that's my dad. That's what. Everybody can see the happiness in that unit, that household unit. Keep going.
Though his father died,
yep,
yet he is as though he were not dead.
Why? Because everything the father was, he bestowed unto the son, and people can see it. That's him right there. He act just like his daddy. Now that can go both ways. You can do it for righteousness and for wickedness. And most of our people right now do it on the wicked side. Look at him. He out there selling drugs just like his daddy. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Where you think they get that from? Keep reading, man.
For he hath left one behind him that is like himself.
And that's what it should be. You should train your kids up in everything you know. These scriptures, these laws. So Most High can bestow more wisdom, open up more understanding. And it constantly goes down like that through generation. Keep reading.
While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him.
Yep.
And when he died, he was not sorrowful.
I died knowing I left a great seed behind. I left a righteous thing on the earth. Hopefully he can wake his people up. I left a righteous daughter on this earth who knows how to respect her husband. And knows that when she have kids, this is how you love your husband, daughter. And that can get trickled on down throughout the generations. Keep reading.
He left behind him an avenger against his enemies.
He left what?
An avenger against his enemies.
Well, it said at the top, that enemy. Watch that enemy over there. Because when time comes, avenge the people. And make sure I'm first. This is for dad. This is for Israel. This is for my husband. You feel me? What you got?
Genesis chapter 45, verse 27. When Jacob found out that Joseph was alive, his spirit was revived.
That's what I'm saying. Because he loved him. He loved him. He loved him. Keep going on Sirach. But that's just one of the things to know that it's been going through the nation. My son is here. My son. That's a beautiful thing. Because you should have joy for your kids. But sometimes it turns out bad. Our people are crying over the seeds and over the children when it shouldn't be. Keep going.
Verse 6.
He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness and to his friends. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds.
Don't make it too much of your son, because you're going to have to bind up the wounds. Keep going.
And his bowels will be troubled at every cry.
That means your son is out there doing things you're going to constantly have to, dang, you worrying. You're not crying. Your stomach ain't sitting right. You upset. Stuff ain't going right. He out there doing silliness and, oh, come here, I got to heal this one. I got to do this. I got to keep fixing you up. Now I'm worrying because you out there doing something silly when you shouldn't be. Keep reading.
Verse 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong.
A horse not broken becometh headstrong. Now they talk about breaking the horse in the Willie Lynch letter. But us as parents, we have to break our child in. So they know when they get to a certain age, oh, I can beat dad up right now. Come here, dad. Oh, you can't tell me what to do when you push him. What? You just push your daddy? No, you can't go down like that. That's why you gotta let them know. From a youth, I run this. That old saying they used to say, I brought you into this world and I can take you out. This is an old saying. It don't say that. They don't say that no more. Because if you hit me, I'm calling 911. Okay, you call 911 and you let them know. Because my mama, I tried my mama like that once. I'm going to call 911. Oh, you hear? Call the ambulance too. Call them too.
They got some time before they can get here.
Yep.
It's going to be me and you.
And I'm going to take you out.
Right.
You want to try me? Now, I grew up in one of those single parent households. Dad coming around every so often. But when he came, and for some odd reason, most I always saw fit, he always showed up when me and my brother did something wrong. For some odd reason. Boop, what you doing here? You stay all the way down there. We up there. How you get here? It's a 6-hour drive. Come in this room.
Whack it.
Oh, he running, go get him. What? He was killing my brother. I'm not going next. No, I'm out. Come on.
One of the scripture with the child, the child was going wrong and they took him to they
stoned him. Kahan. I was gonna ask for that too.
We in a sense, it was right there in Leviticus 20, I think, where you read. It's somewhere in there, because I was dealing with the hard-headed children. When you disrespect your parents, and it was one that, because I think he cursed his mother or something of that nature. Took him outside and threw stones at him. Because when you do certain things in the area, mind you, he kept doing it. He kept doing it. And when you keep doing it, guess what? You gotta get rid of it before that evil spreads in Israel. That's what it was talking about in Sirach 22. Was go back where you at? 8?
Sirach 22?
Yeah. No.
Oh no.
30 and 8.
38. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 8.
Yep.
And a horse not broken becometh headstrong.
Keep going.
And a child left to himself will be willful.
A child left to himself will be willful. Meaning, you can't tell me what to do. Ain't nobody told me what to do. I've been raising myself since I was 8. You willful now. You think you can run the show. Okay, keep reading.
Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid.
Yep.
Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness.
When you play around with your child too much, he think y'all are best friends. No. Y'all shouldn't be best friends. Because now there's no boundary. I could just do anything now. To the fact that I could just curse around you. I could come around you and roll up my weed. You know what you're smoking for one. And then when you do, you just gonna do it willfully around you. To the fact where some parents
even join them in it.
Say it again.
Even join them in it.
I'm gonna go buy it, you roll it up, and we can sit here together and smoke it.
Right.
What? What? Now, mind you, we're not no what's it called? What's the word I want to use? Sanctified saints. We done been in the world. We done seen certain things. But certain lines, a person ain't just gonna cross. I can say that about my parents. At least they knew certain things to an extent, but I wasn't gonna just do it boldly around them. That was off. I couldn't even curse around my parents. Just because it was a boundary there. I ain't gonna do it. But I hear other kids do that with their parents, and I be looking like, what? You ain't? I could be around other grown folk, and I'm just not gonna do that. Just because how I was raised. I was raised old school. I had my parents are old school. They could say they worked for master and did certain things. I ain't doing that. One of my grandparents didn't even like me to whistle, so I ain't whistling. I'll make a mistake, and as a child, you don't know. And she does look. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because it was a respect thing. Kids have no respect for parents no more. They run amok. You can see it in the streets. Who you talking to like that? This is an old man. Why is you doing that? In the stores, on the buses. And sometimes, and it irked me sometimes. Even as a child, I could see, now mind you, as kids, you know kids do dumb stuff. On the bus, we riding to school. That dude started yelling at the old man. One of my classmates yelling at an old man outside the bus as he's just walking down the street. Cursing him out. You don't know this old man from nothing. Why is you cursing him out? So I had to become the avenger that day. Man, what is you doing? Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. Bet me your cookie. I bet you I'll go ahead and Paul Bomber. I went and fought that dude because of that, and I got me a cookie on top of it. Because I bet somebody on top of it. Oh, I bet y'all mess him up as soon as we get off this bus. We heading to school. I got in a fight that day. I ran away after we got into it. The teachers come. Yeah, I took off, but all in all, dude, don't never do that again. We stayed in the same complex on top of it. But don't do that again. And if your parents come say something, I'm going to tell them what you did. Because this is where I grew up, where if you did something wrong, you got whooped. You literally got whooped, and I can say they did that. And it was off 6th Trunk in Fort Lauderdale when you had the old Dixie Court. Y'all from Atlanta, Georgia. So around the corner, I can take you where they built it up now a little bit. Still got 55 and older in a sense little community. But back then, oh no. If I did something wrong at Walker, boy, when I started coming home, whoop, whoop, pip, pip, pip. What you did? Whip, whip, whip. Grandma whoop, uncle whoop, and when my mama got off work, there's another one. I can't do nothing now. This really happened. I witnessed, I felt it. The whips hurt. But it kept you in line, though. And that's what I'm saying. They don't do that no more. Because people are afraid now to say something. They look at the child doing something wrong. They want to say something because it's in our spirit to say something. But yet, no. Just don't do it. Don't stitches get stitches. Right. And all this other foolishness that they promote.
And also you mentioned previously, it's part of us learning from Esau or learning from other nations. So that used to be a huge thing within our community where we were beaten as we were being brought up. And now, no, don't beat my child. I don't want to feel guilty after they're crying for so long.
Yep.
But that's a part of how you teach them.
Exactly. Exactly. Come.
I can say the same thing when I first came to America from Jamaica. Everyone around me was into the Bible. So anytime you did something wrong, everybody's punishing you. And when I first came to America, and I went to school for the first time, kids just cussing. I'm like, you just cussing? Like no one's coming at it to hit them or something? Like, whoa, what is that? It's a culture shock to me.
Exactly.
And before I knew it, I was doing it too. So.
And that's the other scripture they talked about. When you got that one child that's running amok, he's going to spread it amongst his kindred. Because you look at it and like, oh, ain't nothing happened.
Yeah. I
can do it too. But then you do it so much at school, you get home, and it'll slip up out your mind. What the? What was that? You see me? Now, old people of a certain age, you probably never witnessed this or know about going out picking your own switch or hit with a stitching cord, a hanger. We're going to wait till you sleep and then whoop you. Wake you up out of your sleep. Or wait till you're in the shower. You in the shower and you got water on you. Now, white kids can't say they felt this stuff. But it's needed for us. Why? Because we're hard-headed. We are hard-headed people already. The Most High know we're hard-headed. But certain kids that got that act a certain way. They have a certain level of respect. Kids that don't have that and had that done to them, no respect. Not at all. Not at all. No respect. You got 10 kids, different dudes. Them kids ain't growing up with that kind of level. You might whoop them. You might talk trash to them and curse them out bad, make them feel bad. But where's the discipline at? The real discipline. There is none. Exactly. You feel me? A lot of people never heard that word. Wait till your daddy get home. Oh, you gonna get it. Now you sitting up there shaking. Oh, even now, mind you, again, I was a single parent, but dad'll pop up every now and then for some odd reason when we did something bad. And if he didn't, Mama could take care of herself in a sense to where I'm not gonna whoop y'all. I'm about to punch you, and I'm aiming for eyes. I'm aiming for, oh yeah. My old girl was one of those. She was old school. She ain't taking no shorts because she wasn't raised like that, and her kids ain't about to be like that. But that's the thing. Everybody never had that guidance to begin with. That's why at the school they called me the vexer. That's why I vex, because I was raised a certain way, and damn it, I'll be damned if you want to be in here acting like that. Because it's a family thing. Because if I do it to you, it's the love I have for you, just like the Most High. I'm not putting my hands on nobody, but I'm going to talk to you stern. As they say, the Samuel Jackson, I come at you strong and hard, but it's all in love at the end of the day. I do that to you like, man, I need your help to change this, or I need to go pick my car up. Can you take me? Oh, I need to push that. I got you. I'm there for you. I'm going to help my brother out or my sister out, because this is a family thing for me. But also, we got to raise each other up. We got to hold each other accountable. And that's what it comes to when we deal with our children. The kids that be in here, we should be saying so when they start acting a little, hey. And that's why we in here, the kids don't say nothing. They don't be like, you're not my daddy. They ain't going to say that because the parent will be like, you heard what he just told you. That's your elder. Because we deal with these scriptures.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly. Because the parent might not always see what goes on. But that's why you got them extra set of eyes to help you. But let's pick back up in Sirach 30. He was down at verse 9. Con.
In the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 9.
Con.
Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid.
Yep.
Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness.
Yep.
Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him. And lest thou gnash, Salakia, thy teeth in the end.
Now mind you, when they say laugh not with him, that means you can't have fun with your son and stuff, and hey, let's throw ball and all that other stuff, but you still got to make sure he understands there's a line there. This line you cannot cross. When you cross this line, son or daughter, there's going to be repercussions to know that, oh, I can't cross that line no more. Dad ain't playing that. Mom ain't playing that. I ain't crossing that line with them. And this is all it's talking about. I'm not saying you can't have fun with your child, but it got to be a line drawn. This is in the sand. Con.
So how do you correct it if they already crossed that line already?
Oh, it's going to be hard. And it's going to take a lot of discipline. To where when I say this, don't do it. And when you do it, punishment coming with it. And you're going to see the punishment keep coming and keep coming and keep to where like, dang, I can't do nothing. Matter of fact, let me get that done. Matter of fact, you got all this stuff I give you, but you ain't doing nothing for me. You supposed to be asking me, what can I do to help you, Dad? What, you need this done? I got you. Sit down. Relax. I'll wash the dishes. And it got to the point where my mama stopped touching the dish. I ain't washing no dishes. At the age of 10, oh, you can reach the sink, you washing dishes. I ain't touching no more dishes. When it got to a certain other age, I ain't buying you nothing else. You got to start fending for your own. I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to even help you get a job. I'm going to help you do this and do that. Just to show you a man. You got to handle certain things a certain way. I ain't going to be able to teach you that. Call your daddy. He can show you more than I can show you, but I understand this aspect of it. And this is where we got to go with it. But once they already done crossed that line, oh, you gonna have to, no, I ain't drawing a new line. You gonna get back behind this line. And it's gonna be, now mind you, because we love our kids so much, it's gonna be tough. Because we don't wanna see them hurting or crying. But they gotta understand, if I don't do this, guess what? Somebody else is gonna do it. And when that other person do it, he might not leave you breathing. Again, I saw a video today on Facebook how they put the little spit bag on the boy's head. Put it on his head. And you know, before they put the spit bag on him, you know what he was doing? Cursing up a storm. Now the one dude, Oye, standing there telling him, no, stop, this and that, you can't do that to him. Now he's repeating what he's saying some of the time. Huh? He don't know what to do. But why was he there anyway? Now mind you, the video only picked up from a certain point. So we don't know what transpired before that. Was you out there trying to steal something? He was by himself. He talked about wait for my parents to get here and everything. But it ain't nothing you can do. You gotta spit. Because you told the officer, I'm gonna spit on you. Why would you say that? Why would you say that out your mouth?
You know what to think, you know what's going on. You're trying to get away from it.
But why was you even put in that situation? That's what I'm saying. Why was he even put in that situation to begin with? Why was you just out and about by yourself? He don't look no more to be about 12, 13. And I'm being generous by giving him that age. That. They can see that right now? That right there.
That's crazy.
That's a little boy you put a spit bag on.
That's crazy.
Oh no, it wasn't a plastic bag because they got little things like that with little air holes. But mind you, he's still a little child.
Right.
Why is you putting that over his head? Because you literally wasn't calm enough. You wasn't patient enough.
Yes.
And your patience possessing your souls. That's in Luke. You should have been patient and like, again, when they even walked up to you. Huh? What? Yes, sir. No, sir. Hurry up and agree with them. Don't play it. Don't.
Oh my God.
Yeah. At this point, now mind you, one of them was a security guard, the other one is a police officer. And they literally put the boy in the chokehold down there until the man said something. Yeah. And now it's the COVID going on. I don't know where you just had your hands at, and you got it in my face.
Right.
You got it literally on my face, but still, why was he put in that situation to begin with?
First, right.
To begin with, why is he in that situation? Ain't nobody ever going to know unless the people that was there speak up.
Right.
But still, where's his parents at right now? Why is he just out there
By himself?
by himself? Mind you, this is still a COVID situation.
Right.
Even though we understand what might be going on and all that otherness, but still, you out there by yourself as a young man.
Right.
Clearly, we see no fringes on him. I'm not going to touch him like that. He don't know. But where is your parents at to tell you, hey, if you was doing something for your parents, go there, do what you got to do, come back.
Right.
Don't be out there running amok with the people. But now, even when they put hands on you, be calm about it. Don't start cursing, because you can't do nothing. You cursing and think they're going to, oh, he's cursing me, so I should let him go now. No. They're going to feel, oh, you think you're a bad boy, huh? Okay, we're going to have to see how bad you is. Lay him down on the ground. And I was waiting like, damn, is they going to put their knee in their back? This is a look. The boy don't look no more than 80 pounds soaking wet.
He looked like he's about somewhere around the age of 10 or 11.
That's what I'm saying. I was generous by saying 13.
He
But 80 pounds, and you got 2 grown people that can't handle it.
Right.
Yeah, the third one came up, but I'm like, y'all can't handle this little boy? But that's just one thing to show you that we are stronger than them. So why do they rule over us? It's got to be a spiritual thing. It got to be the Most High. But people overlook that. Because no matter how many of them it is, it always takes a bunch of them to try to control one person. But why is that situation happening, man? And that's sad to see. That is real sad to see. Take that off the screen. Take that from the people. That's sad to see. Because that's a young brother with a bag on his head. And in handcuffs. Go ahead and jump down.
Verse 10.
Verse 11. You read verse 10.
Oh, all right, verse 11. Give him no liberty in his youth.
Yep.
And wink not at his follies.
You see that? He's in his youth. Now, I'm pretty sure his parents wasn't around. Well, especially his father. I'm pretty sure he don't have a father around. But if he do, he's probably a drug dealer. I hate to say it. He's probably, and when I say a drug dealer, and that's one of the worst things I can name in a sense. I won't even put a murderer on him. You feel me? He's not a person keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, I guarantee. Because the son would have known how to handle that situation. And when I say keeping the laws, I mean literally keeping these laws. Not saying you're doing it, but you're actually doing it. Because we got a lot of brothers that deal with the police and get caught up in situations. And I know some of them do be keeping the laws of the Most High. But now you put in a situation, and now what are you going to do? Handle it like the Most High wants you to handle it, or try to handle it how the world wants you to handle it? And that always be the fight within us. That means the main fight. Because I got pulled over the other day. This was about a couple weeks ago heading here. Got pulled over, dude. And when I got pulled over, I ain't say 2 words to him. License and register. Before he got to the car, before he can say it, he ain't asked me, why did you pull me? I ain't even go there. You can do what you want to do, sir. But when he looked, he like, dang. He walked back to his, most high praises, it was Jake. He walked back to his car, came back, hey, get your lights fixed. Come. Took it back. Because plus when I stopped, I cut my car off, put the keys on the dash, had my stuff ready for him. So I'm giving the thing, I'm not going nowhere, homeboy. Right. My car's cut off. Here's what you need before you ask me. I already know what you're going to ask. Here you go. That's it. All I can do is wait for you. Whatever you're going to do is say it. I'm going to agree with you. You want to take me to jail? Okay. You want to get this ticket? Okay. What else can I say to you? Nothing. You do what you do. I'm going to agree with you. Take me to jail or not. Ticket or not. I'm going to be on my way either way. Make sure you ain't putting no spit bag on my head, though, because I'm not going to tell them where I'm going to spit on you. Last dude who did that, they charged him down there with a terrorist act. I'm taking you to jail now. That's a felony.
Yeah, that's assault.
We in COVID. So if you tell somebody I'm going to cough or spit on you, I can put a charge on you now. You just threatened my life. But mind you, you walked up to me with no mask on. You threatening my life. Come on.
Okay, so a while back there was a cop that went on a call from people to one of our neighborhoods, and he went viral. So that means he must be charged with terrorist act too. Then.
Who, the police?
Yeah.
No.
What?
Nope. He the police. He is the police.
It's always above the law.
Yeah. You never saw Judge Dredd before?
I'm above the law.
I am above the law. Yeah. And that's how they feel. I hate this. I don't hate to say it. Police officers are psychopaths. Antisocial, I forget how it's pronounced. Disorder?
Sociopath?
Sociopath. Not social, what I just said? No, sociopath. Sociopath. Anti-something disorder. But when you look at the definition of it, that's them all day. ASTD or something like that. I forget the acronyms for it. What you typing it in?
Antisocial? That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, antisocial.
Antisocial?
Some disorder. He about to pull it up for us. Let's keep going in the script. You got it? Sociopath.
A person with a personality disorder
Yeah.
manifesting in extreme antisocial attitudes
and behavior and a lack of conscience.
Now, when you look at that, the antisocial personality disorder, when you pull that up, there you go. That's it right there. ASPD.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, read that for me.
Antisocial personality disorder, a mental health disorder characterized by disregard for other people.
A what?
A disregard for other people.
Them officers don't care about other people. Keep going.
Those with antisocial personality disorder, ASPD, may begin to show symptoms in childhood.
Yep.
But the condition can't be diagnosed until adolescence or adulthood.
So when they officers and they now an adult, and they most of them become police officers in their 20s and 23 and stuff, this is when it's starting to show. Keep going.
Those with antisocial personality disorder tend to lie.
Tend to what?
Tend to lie.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Keep going.
Break laws.
Do what?
Break laws.
Come here. You can't tell me what to do. Come here. Yeah, I can. Give me your ID. But you got I gotta be committed to crime. And I can ask you for this. Yeah, that's breaking the law. Keep going.
Act impulsively.
I saw that. Bah, bah, bah. Keep going.
And lack regard for their own safety or the safety of others.
More likely the safety of others. I can care less about you. Don't say it. Don't say it. Keep going.
Symptoms may lessen with age. Treatment may include talk therapy and support for affected family members.
And you can't talk to a family member when all of y'all are like that.
Absolutely.
How can you go to a person that's like you? All they're going to do is root you on. Yeah, let's do it. I'll go with you. And that's why family members like to be together in the police force. Hey, man, it's right there. That's the definition of it. It's literally right there. And that's everything that's them to a T. But we're getting off subject. Back to the children. But I had to touch on it because we saw what the officers did. You literally putting a little boy in the headlock. Until somebody had to literally tell you, no, don't do that. And you like, oh. You are released the hold, but you still want to do it so bad where you leave your hand around the boy's face. Like you ready. Oh, why you had to be standing here with a camera? Oh, if you wasn't here, boy, I would choke you out right now. And the girl be like, nah, let me get some too. I want some too. Let me put my knee on it. But let's go back, man.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 11.
Uh-huh.
Give him no liberty in his youth.
Yep.
And wink not at his follies.
Yep.
Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child.
And now this is for the parent to do, so he won't get caught up in that in the situations that he's in. Keep going.
Lest he wax stubborn.
Yep.
And be disobedient unto thee.
Yep.
And so bring sorrow to thine heart.
And how the child is going to bring sorrow to your heart now? When he go out there and somebody else do it to him. And now you crying, why did this happen to my boy? Why my son? Huh? Why your son? Well, okay, read 13, the last verse.
Chastise thy son.
Yep.
And hold him to labor.
Hold him to labor. Let him do some work. Stop trying to baby him all the time. No, get up and wash them dishes. Clean your room. Clean the bathroom. Do this, do that. To the fact where you don't should have to ask him nothing. He gladly does it. Because we teaching him the laws, he should automatically want to do it. You're cleaning up after yourself. You're teaching yourself good hygiene and good what's the other word I want to use? Because you want your plate stuff clean too. And if stuff is clean, guess what? You don't have COVID. Hey man, I ain't gonna keep going that far. That's all I'm saying, because they say you gotta clean up that stuff. Sirach 7:23. You gotta hit a couple more scriptures and then that's it. No, since we still dealing with that, 41:5 through 8, and then we're gonna jump on 7 real quick. Hit a couple of positive scriptures to build them up. 41:5.
And the book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 5.
Con.
The children of sinners are abominable children.
What?
The children of sinners
now,
are...
If you are a sinner, guess what your child most likely going to be?
A sinner.
And that's abominable to the Most High. Keep going.
The children of sinners are abominable children.
Yep.
And they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
And they like to be around the ungodly. Keep going.
The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish.
The inheritance of a sinner's child is going to perish. because you're a sinner, and you think you about to leave something behind, it's going to perish. It ain't going to be of naught. Keep going.
And their posterity
Prosperity.
posterity shall have perpetual reproach.
Keep going.
The children will complain of an ungodly father.
The children will complain at an unrighteous father. They always complain. Keep going.
Because they shall be reproached for his sake.
They're going to be reproached at his sake. Keep going.
Woe be unto you,
Yep.
ungodly men.
What?
Woe be unto you, ungodly men.
It's for the men. We must get ourselves correct so we can rule our households in righteousness. Run our household properly. So our children, our wives, and our family members can come up in righteousness. Keep going.
Which have forsaken the law of the Most High, your power.
And that's what we do. We forsake the Most High our power. Keep going.
For if ye increase,
Yep.
it shall be to your destruction.
And if you increase in your wickedness, all is going to be for destruction for you. That's it on that. Sirach 7:23. Come on, what you got?
Proverbs 13:22 mention inheritance as you're teaching children. Well,
We can jump to that real quick. Jump to that because I did 24. I should have started up some. So Proverbs 13:22. Oh, darn. Oh, I'm right at the goddamn thing.
before I always thought they meant leaving some money behind, but now as the reading Sirach, it makes sense. You're leaving them instructions so that as they continue to grow, they can pass on the laws to their children and then their children.
Now, mind you, now there's nothing wrong because, mind you, the children of Israel did pass on inheritance of that nature as well, dealing with things or money in a sense, because money is a defense if you use it properly. But a fool with money ain't nothing but a fool with money. He can have a lot of money and he'll still be a fool with a bunch of money. Where I want to go throw it up at KD. I'll go spend $1 million there for no reason. What does that profit? You just show what you really, how you feel about your people. It ain't no profit of nothing. But that's why we got people in here, we got insurance agents and stuff, where there's nothing wrong with getting an insurance policy. Because if you teach your child righteous things, and then you also leave a policy for them, they're gonna know how to spend their money properly. To where they're doing something now to build up the nation. They ain't just looking out for self. I can look out for me and a couple of more of my brothers and my sisters, if it works out that way, depending on how much money is left. We might need do this and do that for the school. I'm helping out now for the nation. Keep going. Well, Proverbs.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 22.
Come.
A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children.
To his children's children, come.
And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
And that's the thing. When a sinner does it, they call it probate. Because we didn't think ahead to get stuff in proper place. Because we always say, that won't happen to me. Not knowing the Most High can call any of us at any given time. So it's best to have something in place. So if the Most High do call you, people are set up. They're straight. That's why it's best that we should write wills out according to what the Most High wants us to do. Not according to man, because he might leave his whole fortune to a dog. That's the crazy part. They will do this.
There's an actual story about that too.
Yeah, several millionaires, billionaires. I'm gonna leave everything. I ain't giving my kids nothing. Here, Poodles, you was with me forever. Huh.
The first time I heard about being a dog is when this guy created some toy. He had his mansion just for his dog. He was on personal chef and his therapist to tell him what a dog is working. I can't remember who it was. This guy made them some bubble toy. That's what he did with his money. He was a Edomite.
See, that's the wildness. And our people want to follow behind that. Instead of following the laws of God, our people are like, ooh, look at that. So now that's why Lil Wayne rap about, I got 10 bathrooms that I can do this all day. Hey man, it's crazy. It's crazy. You got 10 bathrooms, you saying this big thing, you ain't bring your family in?
That's right.
A fool with money ain't nothing but a fool with a bunch of money. That's it. Keep going to 13.
Verse 23. Much food is in the tillage of the poor,
Yep.
but there is that is destroyed for want of judgment.
And that's the thing. Judgment and destruction. Hey, man. This is powerful, man, these scriptures. Read that again, man. Much food.
Much food is in the tillage of the poor.
Now, how is much food in the tillage of the poor? Much food. Wisdom. What do we eat? The spiritual bread. But keep reading.
But, but there is that is destroyed for want of judgment.
Now, you want judgment, you're going to be destroyed at the end of it. Because it's still talking about the children, what you're leaving behind for your kids. Because we just read 24 earlier, now going to 24.
Verse 24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son.
If you're not whooping your child, you must hate your child. Because if you love them, as we read in Sirach, you will whoop them, you will punish them. You just don't go around punishing them for any foolishness, though. You got to have wisdom in it. You know certain things they should not be doing. If you say, hey, I want you inside by 8 o'clock. If you over here at a friend, be inside by 8. Back in my day when that street light came on, be inside. And you ain't going that far. You out there with other friends within this community. So we see what's going on. You ain't just out there playing by yourself. You got certain rules in place, and they should keep these rules. The main rules is the scriptures. Next rules is rules you set up in the house. This is what goes on in this household to ensure that you don't cross that line. Keep going.
But he that loveth but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
He that chasteneth him betimes, all the time. Go to Sirach 7:23 now.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 23.
Come. We gotta touch on a couple more scriptures. We want to end it.
Hast thou children?
As thou children. Go ahead.
Instruct them.
Do what?
Instruct them.
Instruct your children. You put stuff in place for them. Keep going.
And bow down their neck from their youth.
Yep, same thing they were just telling us in Sirach 30. Keep going.
Hast thou daughters?
If you have a daughter, what?
Have a care of their body.
Have a care for your daughter's body. You should care about what your daughter is doing with her body. Keep going.
And show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Mm-hmm.
Marry thy daughter.
You marry thy daughter. Keep going.
And so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
Yep.
But give her to a man of understanding.
Give her to who?
A man of understanding.
So when you marry your daughter off, give her to a man that has some understanding. So you know your daughter is in good hands. Just don't give your daughter to anybody just because you think he's good. What was the dude's name? Laman? What's his name? His brother-in-law? Brother? Rachel's brother. Not Rachel. You got Isaac and Jacob. Not Isaac and Jacob. God darn it. The name slipped my mind right now. Abraham, Isaac brother. Isaac's wife, brother, Laman, where Jacob went and got his wife from. Laman. Yeah. You got Rachel and Leah. He had to do that 7 years. He know where he came from. He know, oh man, you Abraham's grandson. My sister went to your mama. Kahan. Y'all rich over there. Y'all got cool. You want my daughter? I got you. Don't worry. I got 7 years. Chill with me. Chill with me for 7 years and I got you. But he already understood.
Yeah, that was the most high.
Here, you take her. Man, I told you I want Rachel. No problem. Work with me another 7 years. I got you. That's 14 years he got out of Jacob. Now, mind you, he already understood he's blessed. So if he's over here for 14 years, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to be blessed too. Because I'm blessing you. Most High said those that bless you, he's going to bless. Those that curse you, he's going to curse. It's just that simple. That's why America did as good as they did. Because the children of Israel is here. That's why Egypt did as good as they did. Babylon, and every place Israel go, that's why the nations prosper however long they prosper for. Because the children of Israel are there. There's no coincidence with that. But he knew, oh, you're a good man. Here, you can have this daughter and that daughter.
Both my daughters.
Just stay here for 14 years with me so I can come up. Hey, mindset of people. But he understood. He understood that one. Give your daughter to a man of understanding. So, hey, that's my daughter's over there. Hey, that's Jacob. That's my son. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, where you go? Hey, where you leaving so soon? Where you going? That story is a trip when you really sit down and see what happened. Knowing how everything supposed to play out is beautiful. But go back down to Sirach 7 where we at?
We have verse 26.
Come.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 26.
Come.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
Yep.
Forsake her not.
If you have a wife after your own mind, she like the stuff you like and y'all she about this. Don't forsake her. Don't treat her crazy. You gonna love that woman. Keep reading.
But give not thyself over to a light woman.
Don't give yourself over to a light woman that has no understanding. She's bullheaded. We ain't gonna get too deep in that, but keep going.
Honor thy father with thy whole heart.
Yep.
And forget not the sorrows of thy mother.
Don't forget the sorrows of your mother, because a mother don't want to see her son go off. But honor your father and your mother still. And read the last verse of it.
Remember that thou wast begotten of them.
Remember that they begot you. Keep going.
And how canst thou recompense them the things that they have done for thee?
How can you recompense that?
Fear the Most High with all thy soul.
Yep.
And reverence his priests.
That's that. How can you honor your parents? By fearing the Most High. They did all this for you, and the best thing you can do for them, fear the Most High. Love him to keep his law, statutes, commandments. So for us as a first generation coming around as Israelites, guess what we got to do? Love the Most High. Knowing that who you are now, if you have cursed your parents out, go back and ask for forgiveness. Let them know who they are. Now, mind you, Christ didn't say he come to set the family against each other, but still, because we got some brothers that stay at home with their parents, still. And guess what? You can't go in there, Mom, you're going off by putting pork in the freezer. No, you up under their house. You got to live by their rules. That don't mean you eat the pork. You come to them in a certain way to say, Mom, you see what God said? We shouldn't eat that. If they don't take the heat, cool. But you can't just be in the house every day. You're going off. You up under their roof. You disrespecting now. Once you get your stuff up, and guess what you can do? Leave. Because at the age of 20, you should be leaving out of their household anyway. Because there was a sister on Facebook, young in the truth, 13, 14. She understood who she was, but she still stayed at home with parents. And her parents was wicked and going off. What can I do? He says, you're going to have to hang in there. You really going to have to hang in there and pray to the Most High. Because you can't just leave your household at 14 and go somewhere at the Shabbat and be amongst other people. People ain't going to know what's going on. Where you at? Men of that congregation, if a young person was to show up through these doors right now, as one of the teachers, where your parents at? You ain't about to be in here like this. Call your parents up so they know where you at. So if you do want to do that, we can have a sister come get you. Or young brothers that we do go out and pick up sometime. We can sit down and have a conversation with their parents and let them know, hey, this is what we're about. If you want your son to be part of it, cool. If not, that's even better. Because we want you to come so you can understand as well as the parent, knowing that who you are, knowing that you got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And this is the counsels that go on now. Because when you get somebody that's new to this truth, they're going to be rambunctious for a moment. They ain't going to know what to do. They're going to be still 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Instead of trying to do the stuff of the world and then doing their wickedness, I'm an Israelite. Wait a minute. But that's how we got to correct ourselves now. We got to make sure we're doing the right thing when it comes to the Most High. We got to make sure everything is done decently and in order. You got to talk to your parents first, so we can let them know what's going on. Hopefully they can come. If not, you got to go by their rules right now until you come of age. Until then, the hands are tied. We ain't about to go beat your parents up and say, no, they're coming out. They're Israel. They know, no, can't do that. That's going off. Hopefully they come around. All we can do is pray for them now. Give me Ephesians 6 and 1.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 1.
Come.
Children, obey your parents.
What?
Obey your parents.
Keep going.
In the Most High, for this is right.
Yep.
Honor thy father and mother,
Uh-huh.
which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee,
Yep.
and thou mayest live long on the earth.
Uh-huh.
And ye, fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
That's verse 4. Read verse, which verse that is?
Verse 4.
Kind of read that. That's the last verse.
But bring them up in the nurture and admonish.
Admonish them.
Admonish?
Yeah.
Admonition. Salakia.
Admonish.
It's admonish?
Yeah. That, in a sense, that's what it's saying. That's Old English.
Okay.
So
Cool.
sometimes when I read it, I see the Old English word, but I just read it admonish.
Admonish of the Most High.
Does he read that like, what is the, huh? Go ahead.
Verse 5.
No, that's it. Verse 4.
That's
Verse 4 is that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Sirach 26, 10 through 12. That'll be my last verse. That'll be the last one.
10 through 12?
Yeah. 26. Verse 10 through 12. Just dealing with the daughters real quick. Because our daughters is something special that a father should understand that, again, they're our little girls. And as you know, we don't want no trouble to come to our little girls. Our boys as well. But our boys got to understand they got to be men in order to protect our daughters. Our daughters need protection right now. But as men, we got to understand we got to stand up as men and stand on our feet as men. Especially men for the Most High. But read that for me, King.
In the book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 10.
Come.
If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
Keep her straight. Keep going.
Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Don't give her too much liberty, because she can abuse that liberty. Meaning I can go out here and do this and do that, and anything can happen to her. Keep going.
Watch over an impudent eye.
Yep.
And marvel not if she trespass against thee.
Don't marvel at her if she trespass, but keep an eye on her. Keep going.
She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
Yep.
When he hath found a fountain. And drink of every water near her.
So you can't have her out there, because she gonna like get a little, because you got a little one you got to deal with. And Most High mine coming too. And Most High willing, mine come here and she's straight. She got all her functions working. But I don't want her out there like this, because I can see the pattern it might take because of what the world does. They'll get caught up in, oh, look at that. Because you see the videos where they got little girls out there trying to shake and twerk. You got a diaper on, you trying to twerk right now. And the parents, oh, look at that there, look at that. Oh, go. No. We don't want her opening her mouth to every thirsty traveler. And key word, you see how they use that word thirsty right there, right?
That's why I
thirsty. Now, that's how we know this is Israel. Because only Israel, man, you too thirsty out here. And we understand what that means. But they make it, hey, man, finish that verse off.
Verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
Yep.
When he hath found a fountain.
When he hath found the fountain, she going to open, and hey, keep going, man.
And drink of every water near her.
Yep.
By every hedge will she sit down.
That hedge is supposed to be her protection. When you let your daughter run amok, guess what? She's going to go to every man thinking that's love. That's not love. That's why I use it's the similitudes now. She's going to go by every hedge. The hedge is the man. We're supposed to be the hedge for our household. We're the hedge. Nothing is supposed to get past the hedge. We're supposed to make sure nothing passes this barrier right here. You got to go through me first. But we don't want our daughters jumping from man to man to man to man. That's going off. Well, she will be like that lady at the well when her Yahweh Shai said, where's your husband? I have none. No, you got 5 husbands. You see how this plays through? You see how this plays through? It's no cool. Hey, man, keep reading the scriptures. I'm going too deep right now. Finish that off.
And open her quiver against every arrow.
That's it. Stop right there. You feel me? That's deep, dude. This is the lady at the well. We don't want that to happen for our daughters. We do not want that for our daughters. We want righteousness for our daughters. Dang, one more. I don't even know what this one says. You know what? I'm going to go back to Deuteronomy 6 and 7 real quick. We're going to end it out with that. I just want to see what this other scripture says. See, should I pull that first? Hold on before you go. Let me see what this one says. I don't know why I wrote it down. Hold on. Where is that? Before you read that, Proverbs 23 and 24. You want to read that, then that, to let everybody know what righteousness is, because it's going to write back to that, and then we're going to close the class. So if anybody that's online, if you got any questions, go ahead and type up your questions now. As we hit these scriptures up.
Proverbs 23 and 4, right?
23 and 24, come.
Oh, 24, okay.
23 and 24. All right. Come, go ahead.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice.
The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice. Keep going.
And he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him.
We all want wise children walking in these statutes and commandments. I pray that someone got some understanding out of this class. I pray that I got some more understanding out of this class, even though I put it together. Because a child is a beautiful thing only if they're for the Most High. Only if they're doing the commandments. As the scripture told us, it's best to have one that's righteous than have 1,000 that's not righteous or ungodly. Having that one righteous, I can be happy with. Most High willing, if that's what He bestow upon me. And go ahead, that's it on that, Deuteronomy 6 and 7, and we can close with that one.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
You shall teach the commandments diligently unto thy children. Keep going.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
When y'all sitting in your house, talk about the laws of God. Talk about the Most High. Talk about these scriptures. Keep going.
And when thou walkest.
When you walking where you're going, keep these law, statutes, commandments in you and talk about them with your children and your family. Keep going.
By the way, and when thou liest down.
When you get ready to go to sleep, don't read of Mary had a little lamb, fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was. Forget that nonsense. 3 little pigs. Forget that. Let's read some of the stories of the Bible to them. Tell them the truth off rip. Stop feeding them fables and lies. Stop telling them about the Easter bunny. Stop talking about the tooth fairy. All that other nonsense. Santa Claus. You want your child to sit on the old man's lap. Talking about, you want some candy? You want some toys? That sounds like a pervert. The dude from all... So it's silly, man. It's silly. But when they go to sleep, you go to sleep, let's read a story in the Bible. You can pick out the smallest stories. Susanna. That's a small story. That's one chapter, I think.
Story of Samson.
Story of Samson is a couple of chapters.
Is it a couple?
Yeah. Jonah. That's like 4 or 5 chapters, I believe. There's other stories in the scriptures that you can read to your children that give them some wisdom and knowledge and understanding that they can dream about, some righteous stuff. So when they go to sleep, the Most High can put some instill some instruction in them. We don't got no questions online? Any questions?
That's only a precept that we already pulled today.
Yeah. So let's read through the people real quick as I'm reading through somebody else. I don't even know what that name says. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I'm going to say warrior at the end. Made warrior. Uniquely made warrior. See, I sounded my words out. I'm getting better. Maxine D. Shalom for the coming to the class. Barazal. Matazah. Shalom. Big Captain Bayaf is in the building. Big Captain Bayaf, Zamar is in the building. Shalom. KG is in the building. Shalom King. KG on point. Takesha Williams.
It's Tashika Williams.
Oh, it's Tashika. That's what I said, right?
No, you said Takesha.
Oh, Tashika Williams. Shalom, sis. Shalom. Love Day 1. Shalom. Girly Blue. Shalom. Girly Blue. Love Day. Abaddon. Shalom, King. Hope everything's going good with you. Sis Mariah Yasharala. That's what it means. Shalom. Zamar said him. Shalom. Karash. Shalom, King. Elder Priest Kahan is in the building. Shalom. Khan. Thawada Maxine D. B Spice. Shalom. And Hawashah. Shalom. Thank you, King. Thawada for everybody attending the class. Coming logging in with the Light of Zion. We also going to have class Friday with the Bishop Lapalau going over the history. And as you know, Saturday is the Sabbath. Hopefully we can start doing Hebrew class online early in the morning at 11. So we can go into that Hebrew lesson, bringing our big Judah coming in the building, and bringing that history lesson in of the Hebrew. And then coming back with the Shabbat service. I think the next new moon, I don't even know what the next new moon is. Because we just had one recently. So we got to count down. But 23rd? 23rd, next new moon. Again, the water for everybody for logging in. Amanya Wapanya Hapadam. Rise and face the east. Matthew 6, get that right. You know what? I'm going to send up Psalms 133. I'm going to send them both up. Matthew first, all right?
Oh, Matthew first?
Yeah. The Lord's Prayer in the Lashon Kodash. Repeat the Hebrew.
6 and 3.
6 and 9. Okay. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwavka. Baba'ah. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Baharatazah. Kaya. Haya. Bashemayim. Athananawa. Wakhom. Kayawam. Wasalachnawa. Kabawafinawa. Kasalachnawa. Kabawafinawa. Wala'ah. Tabianawa. Badasai 1. Abo. Ashainawa. Marai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wala'ala. Walathaipara. Ibalamya. Bahashim. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Thawada. Themyad.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9.
Come.
After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Keep going.
For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Moreover, Ba'Hashem HaMashiach Yahushai, Duwada Tanya, Amen.
Last one, we're going to set up Psalms 133 too. Psalms 133 in the Lashawan Kadash, repeat the Hebrew. Shiyar, Aba'agwa, Ladawad, Hana, Ma, Tawab, Wama, Nayam, Shabaf, Akyam, Gum, Yakhad, Kashaman, Hatawab, Ayel, Harash, Yarad, Ayel, Hazakwan, Zakwan, Aharam, Shoyarad, Ayel, Paya, Madawafiwa, Kato, Kamramran, Shoyarad, Ayel, Hariya, Tezyawan, Kaya, Shem, Tezyawa, Yahweh, Af, Arbaka, Kayam, Ai, Haibalam, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahawashi, the water, Demyad, Aman.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good it is and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, and as the dew of Hermon, as the dew of the descendant upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commanded the blessings, even life forevermore. By Hashem Mashiach Yahawashi, the Water Yad. Amen.
Amen. Get a Most High hand. Again, if the water for logging in with us, we'll catch you the same